The House of Kuru, Part 2, Chapter 4. Training begins. As soon as Guru Drona heard Arjuna's promise and commitment, he embraced Arjuna tightly and said, "Be it so. This young lad has offered to pay tuition for all of you. Let the training commence," roared the weapons master. "All of you stand in line and introduce yourselves," instructed the Guru. Yudhishthira approached Arjuna. "What have you done?" he whispered. "Do you not know that the word of royalty is as good as the word of a god? What if that old man asks for your heart for sacrifice?" asked Yudhishthira. "Then I will happily slice my chest in between my ribs and pull out my heart, brother, for that is my dedication to the knowledge of arms." "Forgive me," responded Arjuna, while Yudhishthira merely shook his head and stood in line. The training was intense, despite it being just for the first day. Even though Arjuna had excelled under the forest bowman Sukha, he struggled under Guru Drona. The Guru was very strict and commanding. "In war there are no excuses," he roared, as one of the twins made a mistake with the sword and quickly apologized with an inept excuse. The first day's training was tiresome and filled with incredible challenges. Even Arjuna, who was the best under the forest bowman Sukha, could not impress Guru Drona on the first day. The children of Dhritarashtra equally struggled. The sun set dusked on a tiring day for the boys as they all lay exhausted before the grandsire. "What's this? There are still years to go and the house of Kuru is silent for the first time," chuckled the old man. As all the children made their ways to the respective rooms, Arjuna had another sleepless night. All he could think of was the bow. He was both surprised and irritated by the fact that there was so much more to archery than what Sukha had taught him. He resolved to ensure that the next day would be different. It was no different. Guru Drona pushed through one of the most difficult and arduous tasks with the bow. The children all struggled under the weight of his tutelage. Guru Drona would make all the children lift sacks of large rocks and run around the entire palace several times before even allowing them to lift the bow in the reverberating heat of the sun. By the time the children approached the bow, they were tired and exhausted. Just under the sweltering sun, each of the children spent hours hitting targets. Days soon passed to weeks, and finally, Arjuna, in his desperation to be the best, started to beat the rest of the children. "How do we aim at targets after running several times around the palace?" whined Suyodhana. "In war, tiredness causes death, and the keen archer is never a servant of exhaustion," immediately answered Guru Drona, as Suyodhana tried his best to lift the bow after a particularly grueling day of sack running. Arjuna began to notice that the Guru Drona gave the lightest sack to his son, so that he would run through the palaces swiftly and arrive early for his instruction. Arjuna told this to Bhima, and Bhima agreed to share some of his load, and Bhima carried half of Arjuna's weight so that he too could be the first and gain the special tuition. Soon, Arjuna and Ashwathama, the son of Guru Drona, were the first in line. As this practice continued, Arjuna began to excel in archery, besting even the son of Guru Drona. Finally, one day the weapons master stopped all of them from carrying the sacks of rock and instructed them to come to a valley under the hills just on the outskirts of the city gates. All the children reached there with curiosity to see the Guru holding a large composite bow 6 feet in length, exquisitely made with iron bowstrings and a golden midsection. Once all the children assembled, he took an arrow from his quiver, placed the tip of the arrow in the midsection of his forehead, and muttered an incantation under his breath. And as gasps of the Kuru children echoed, the arrow slowly began to emit flames. He then launched the flaming arrow to a large sala tree, which burst into flames, and within minutes it was eaten by the flames emitted by the arrow, as all the sons of Kuru had their jaws dropped in awe and wonder. Children, it has been several months since you started practicing with the bow, hitting small targets. Now we mature to the use of astras, said the weapons master. There were excited whispers amongst the boys. Arjuna's fingers and arms trembled as he desperately wanted to learn about the weapons of the gods. Now bear in mind, astras are very dangerous. They are not toys to be played with, and there are numerous rules on how they are to be launched. Rules which change with every astra, warned the Guru. All the boys nodded their heads fervently. The first rule of astras is that they are to be launched for the preservation of virtue and not for selfish desires, instructed the weapons master. As the children all nodded their heads. An astra mantra is a mantra which has been charged to potency by its reciter. The mantra is useless unless it has been iterated upon several hundred, if not several thousand times. That's what makes the astra potent, instructed the weapons master. Both the children of Pandu, the Pandavas, and the children of Dhritarashtra, the Kauravas, were listening intently. A pin could be heard if it was dropped, for that was the depth of attention the weapons master Guru Drona commanded as he continued. An astra is a supernatural weapon. It contains the raw energy of the deity which you wish to invoke, and it can be channeled through any article. An arrow could be imbibed with an astra mantra, and it can be enchanted to launch the astra. So can a javelin, a mace, why even a sharp blade of grass can be used to channel the astra. The astra I launched just a moment ago contained the raw energy of Agni, the god of fire, said Guru Drona, as the children all listened with a mixture of excitement and deep curiosity. Now bear this in mind carefully. There are two things one must keep in mind for astras, children. First, once an astra is launched, and after it has been discharged, it will take some time for the astra to become potent again. Some astras take a few moments, while others take months, years, and some even take lifetimes. The deadliest astra known to man, the legendary Brahmastra, forged by the god of creation himself, is one which takes almost a lifetime to recharge. So never rush into battle without ensuring your arsenal is equipped with the right astras. Too many warriors have died thinking their astra is fully charged. Is this clear? Asked the weapons master. All heads nodded with sincere enthusiasm. The next rule of astras is that their potency is based on the spiritual potency of the wielder. The wielder needs to have the right amount of grace from the specific deity, his austerity in mastering the astra, and his own virtuous nature determines the strength and damage an astra will cause to an enemy, said the Guru Drona, as the children once more nodded in agreement. Next, knowledge of astras are a royal kingly secret. This knowledge in the hands of the wicked would do terrible damage. One must never, and I mean never ever, share the secret of astras with members who are not of royal blood. Imagine what would happen if the common thief got his hands on the deadly Pashupata Astra or the Kalaratri Astra, warned the Guru Drona. And once more the children all nodded with a mixture of self-importance on their faces and agreement. Today I will impart to you the secret mantra to invoke the Agneastra. The energy of the fire god Agni will be imbibed in it. Be very careful, as it will cause inextinguishable flames to erupt once it hits the target. It is very powerful. It's a very powerful astra, and all of you will need to spend the rest of the week iterating on the mantra. Once you have, pick either your favorite javelin or arrow, and we will meet the following week. I will then tell you how to cast it to the arrow or javelin and enchant it. All the children rushed to the weapons master to get the secret mantra. One by one, children, no need to rush. Everyone will be initiated, said the Guru as the children scrambled to get his attention. Suyodhana pushed Bhima. Bhima reciprocated. Arjuna somehow made it first in line, and the rest of the children were assembled. The Guru Drona whispered a secret incantation into the right ear of each child, and everyone was mumbling the incantation under their breath. Within weeks, the children had mastered several astras, some which could bring mountains of earth down on the enemy called the Parvatastra, others which brought unending water, fire or lightning known as Vidyutastra. Bhishma was very proud of the progress of both the groups of children. He made Guru Drona one of the ministers in his kingdom and bequeathed upon him a large house fully stocked with every kind of furniture and food. Soon, children from other houses approached the house of Kuru to learn the art of warfare, and great houses such as Yadu, Vrishni and Magadha had applicants to learn under Guru Drona. It just so happened that one day the son of Hiranyadhanus named Ekalavya approached the house of Kuru for instruction in the art of warfare and the secret of the bow. "Who are you, young man?" asked the weapons master. "I am the son of Hiranyadhanus, the famous hunter. My name is Ekalavya. I am a Nishadha. We are all hunters by profession. I have come, O master, to be instructed in the art of arms and the secret of the bow to improve my skill in hunting," said the man. "I am sorry, dear son. This house only teaches members of royalty, and one needs to have royal blood coursing through their veins to be my student. Please leave," instructed the Guru Drona. The hunter Ekalavya bowed low and deep and left the kingdom of Hastinapura. Aside from archery, the weapons master, adept with every weapon, also taught the use of the mace, clubs, swordsmanship, and javelin. On the mace, Bhima and Suyodhana were exceptionally talented. Yudhishthira was the best on the javelin, being able to hurl from extreme long distances, and that made him exceptionally good on a chariot equipped with 12 javelins. The twins were soon indomitable with a sword. My, such intense training! My grandfather must have become the best in the world, asked Janamejaya. Listen, Prince, on what Guru Drona himself mentioned. I will teach you now the different ranks within soldiers, said Janamejaya.